Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Now, you are in mid-March, or you might be watching this in this little bit past mid-March, but we talked about depending on where your zones are, this is the time where your planting for fruit trees really matters. And mid-March is when fruit trees start to wake up, and this moment is when people either set themselves up for a great harvest or accidentally lose blossoms to a late cold snap. Now, it's really important because your mid-March fruit trees and berry bush checklist should be by zone band, and you know what to do right now. So we're going to keep it simple. Again, guys, 3 or 4 zone bands, 3 to 5, 6 to 7, 8 to 9, and 10 to 11. We talked about this before. You can always go to your zone hardiness online in Google and USDA zone, and then put your hardiness zone plus your zip code, and it'll tell you which zone you are. So mid-March is usually about 4 moves, pruning lightly and correctly, and pause pruning if you are already in bloom. You want to protect those buds and blossoms from surprising nights, and mulch and keep the water consistent. Fruit size starts now, and you prevent your problems early, sanitation and scouting. And if your trees are already in full bloom, we're going to skip that pruning altogether. You want to focus on protection and consistency, because if you are in zones 3 to 5, mid-March is mostly almost spring, not really true spring. And you might want to stay patient while you're prepping hard. First, you want to finish dormant pruning if you can safely do it. Apples and pears are often still safe to prune, so for stone fruit, follow local timing and keep it light. If buds are swelling, your goal is to keep the open canopy for airflow and light. Second, we need to protect those trunks and buds from temperature swings. Keep a trunk guard or wrap it in the young trees if sun scald is common. If buds are swelling, you want to get a frost cough or row cover ready for overnight surprises. Now, sanitation. This is the cheapest prevention. Removing mummified fruit, dead wood, and clean up old leaf litter and weeds around the base. Fourth, you want to do your mulch. Prep your mulch now. Don't pile it against the trunk. If the soil is still frozen and soggy, you want to wait until and do a heavy refresh. Now, how does this translate for backyard landowners that might use container? Well, you want to top dress with compost, check for drainage, and plan feeding once the growth starts. Your backyard growers, you want to pick one tree or bush to prune correctly instead of rushing everything. Landowners, prioritize protection from deer and rabbits before buds break. If you're in zone 6 to 7, mid-March can be a true turning point. Some plants are still dormant and other ones are ready to bud break. First, you prune the buds that in mind. Apples, pears, grapes often get pruned in late winter and early spring. If you see significant bud swell, keep pruning lighter. Secondly, we're going to mulch correctly. Refresh mulch to stabilize moisture. Keep mulch pulled back from the trunk. Third, we're going to water consistently. That starts now. Fruit quality later depends on consistency. Now, if you use irrigation, test it this week. Fourth is your feeding timing. Don't rush your nitrogen. Hold off on heavy nitrogen feeding until you start seeing active growth. If you feed now, keep it light and keep it balanced. Fifth, we're going to scout for early pests. You got to check those buds and new growths for aphids and fungus issues. If you are in zones 8 to 9, mid-March can mean active growth. Your already success is airflow, moisture control, and a simple routine. First, you're going to start pruning as soon as possible before the full leaf out. Remove any dead wood and crossing branches. Keep the center open for airflow. It's very important. Second, if your fruit season foundation, you want to make sure you mulch now and consistently keep watering. This reduces stress and sunburn and pest pressure later. Those peas. Third, tune up your berry bushes, blueberries, remove any weak canes, and shape for structure brambles. Set up your trellises and remove dead canes. Fourth, you got to plan for that heat. If you get the most intense afternoon sun, you want to plant shade cloths and locations before the summertime. If you're in zones 10 to 11, mid-March, boy, you about to get ahead of that heat and humidity. First, you want to pause for prune and you want to do for airflow, all right? This helps prevent disease because you can open that canopy, remove your crowded interior growth. You want to pause for mulch and keep watering consistently. You want to lock in your moisture now, and so plants do not swing dry. You want to get an irrigation on schedule before the heat ramps up. And you want to do weekly pest scouting. Check for new growth of aphids and scale, and you want to watch for early fungal growth issues and address them quickly. Now you want to get your fertilizer. Let's keep it simple. Avoid overfeeding. Too much nitrogen can mean lots of leaves and weaker fruiting. If you only do one thing in mid-March, do these three. Protect your buds, and blossoms on surprise cold nights. Mulch properly and lock in your water consistency. This is mid-March. What to do for fruit trees, berry bushes, and vines by Zone Band. Next up, late March. What to plant for vegetables and herbs. And if you want a separate episode on what fruit to plant by Zone Band, comment your bin and I'll prioritize it. For a full set of checklists and resources, you can visit AncestryLands.com. If you want a deeper playbook, get my book, Getting Dollars from Dirt. This is all about how to own land, how to buy land, and this is going to help you choose the right location to start your fruiting for any season that we have in a year. We'll have affiliate links in the description section below for some things that help you on your mid-March planning journey. I'm Phil Davis. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell because sometimes YouTube, they don't be putting y'all on notice when I put out videos. We want to keep that going. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
People talk about land, self-sufficiency, and financial freedom, but no one says how. That's what Ancestry Lands is for. We explain it all while keeping it budget-friendly. Whether you have a backyard, a small budget, or just curiosity, you'll learn what actually works and what doesn't. You don't need to know everything, you just need a place to start. Because understanding land changes how you see money, security, and the future. If you're looking for clarity instead of noise, subscribe to Ancestry Lands, learn first and decide later.